So hello and welcome. We are now in Hawaii. This is our local road. We've got an Airbnb over there. So anyway, there's been a lot of interest in non-duality. When I say non-duality, I guess the definition is not two, meaning that there's just one pre-existing energy, power, divine matrix, whatever you want to call it, behind everything, and we're it. So I kind of came up with a metaphor, and I thought this may be helpful because I shared this metaphor with a number of my students. I said it really clarified things. So with non-duality, in my or Rudi Kennard's version of non-duality is that it's pointing to not just oneness, because oneness is the arising of one pure pre-existing energy. And it kind of speaks about there not being a self, that if there's one energy, there can't be 6 billion people, there can't be 6 billion individuals. What it's really saying is that there's just one energy appearing in 6 billion different ways. Would you concur with that?
Yeah, 6 billion different expressions of this oneness, of this energy that we all share.
And so that's kind of cool. And maybe if you're watching and you kind of agree or disagree with that statement. And again, this is Rudi Kennard's version, so this certainly isn't an expert view on this stuff. So the question comes, well, okay, so if everything's one and there's no individuals within this oneness, it's just this oneness individualing, if that kind of makes sense, where does like free will, where does freedom of choice, where does your own ability to create, where does the person, where does the ego come into that if that doesn't exist from non-duality terms? Well, my realization, so I'm walking up a hill, quite unfit. Here's the road ahead, it's really beautiful actually. Anyway.
Let's walk this way.
Okay, we're going to walk this way. My version of this is that when you take the fundamental building blocks of reality, you find that particles are sometimes particles, meaning having fixed location and mass, and other times they're waves. This was proved in the double slit experiment with photons or light, that sometimes the photons had fixed mass and location, and other times they were everywhere and nowhere. So if the building blocks of physical reality or spiritual reality has fixed mass and location and it doesn't at the same time, it's very strange. In fact, when you look into the quantum realm, it's very, very strange. It doesn't really make sense how particles can be there and not there, everywhere and nowhere, and somewhere rather. Now we're built from this stuff. I mean, we are this vibrational energy humaning at the moment. Now, the point of me saying this is that when you look at non-duality, I see non-duality as a bit like a wave, no fixed location, no mass, everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And when I look at techniques, strategies, understandings to help you personally, I kind of see that as particles. Now, we're not either. It's not as if the separate self doesn't exist and there's only the oneness, and it's not as if there's only the separate self and the oneness doesn't exist. They're both existent at the same time. Now that's kind of hard to wrap your head around, how you can be a particle and a wave. You can be a human, an expression, a creative expression, and the oneness doing it at the same time.
Right. So we're both physical and non-physical.
Yeah, we're both physical and non-physical. We're not one or the other. And I think understandings, philosophies, teachings that are just saying, you know, there's no self, we don't exist, there's just this one kind of energy. That's true and it's not true. And teaching saying there is no, you know, we do have free will and we do have a self and there isn't this oneness. That's true and it's untrue at the same time, because both are true. We're waves and we're particles.
Just like looking at mountaintops, each mountain isn't a separate, its separate self or its separate structure. They all share a united crust. They all join together at the crust. That's similar to us. We are an expression of that oneness, of that energy that we all share. And I believe that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so the mountains are kind of joined at the crust. That's that oneness, that connection. But also there's mountaintops, there's individuation. And I think that's just a term, and other teachers may call it, and that's just a term that referring individuation. It's not saying that we don't exist and there's just this oneness, and it's not saying that there isn't a oneness. It's saying that we're both at the same time. We are.
And it's a beautiful balance when you can embrace that, when you can embrace the physical and the non-physical and flow together. It congeals, and that's when the magic happens, when the magic truly happens.
Do your quote. I love your quote.
Oh, we are creation with the power to create. Because we are. I mean, I truly believe that. I've experienced that in my life, in some of the most difficult situations that just unfolded. And when, as I said, when you embrace that, you're in the driver's seat, and that's when the magic happens.
Yeah. So not only are we creation or God, in a sense, we're also God or creation that has the power to create. We're both at the same time. Because I think when I came across non-duality, and this is no disrespect to non-duality teaching or teachers, it's my own innocent misunderstanding. My life is backed up on beliefs. I felt I was here to help alleviate suffering. I felt that creating the 3pmovies.com website was something that's really helping humanity, and I was doing it and I was helping create this thing, and it was really powerful. And when I misunderstood non-duality, it was really helpful, but at the same time I thought, well, if there's no me and it's really the universe doing it and Rudi doesn't exist, and nothing's really meaningful, what's the point in doing anything? And so I think I got mildly depressed, because although it was a belief system I'd created, not necessarily true or not true, at least it gave me some kind of meaning or purpose in life, and I was really happy with that. When all that kind of fell away, and I realised that living a life of not helping people or living a life of helping people, neither was more worthy than anything else, because there's nobody there doing it. I kind of got a bit despondent and thought, well, what's the point in anything, really? If there's no me, and there's just this onenessing through me, there's no point in anything. But I guess what I've kind of come to realise is that what happens if it's both true? The universe is Rudiing right now, but this expression of the universe, Rudi, has the power to create, is creating this video now. And so I think when you get teachers saying there is no you, there's just this oneness, now this is rather aggressive, but if you go to kick them, they're going to protect themselves. So there's an expression there, there's an identity there. And so I think seeing that we're both in one, you kind of the individual and the oneness, or the singularity and the individual, the connectedness and the non-connectedness, the being and the meing kind of collapse to one mind-bending point, that we're both creation, meaning God, but the expression of that creation has the power to create through this expression. So we do have a sense of self, we have personalities, we have a yearn to create and express. Also, we're the universe doing that, we're both in one. Anything else to add to that?
No, that's beautiful. I mean, just don't ever forget that, well, I believe that we do have this power to create. We do have this ability to act on our emotions of love and compassion and help others. And that's what I see so many people out there doing. And so when this beautiful energy of life steps into what I like to call this Earth rover as Jules, and this other Earth rover as Rudi, we are in the driver's seat now. We can create. We can create amazingness. We can create love and compassion and just elevate human consciousness.
Yeah. And for us and for me, that's what it's about. It's elevating human consciousness. Not because we want to get anything from it or it's the right thing to do, but just purely that's what we want to do.
Because it resonates well with us.
Yeah, because it resonates. So my parting message to you beautiful people who this is 12 minutes long so far, so much for doing it 5 minutes. If you're still with us, my question to you beautiful people watching is, what do you resonate with? What do you want to create?
Right.
Who are you?
What's your passion? What do you feel deep inside? That feeling that's deep inside your heart, untouched by thought. What sits in there inside of you? Share with us. Let us know.
Yeah. Okay guys, lots of love to you. Mwah. Bye for now.